coming up tonight on Primetime Local News. Community leaders and volunteers are awarded in Maidstone, and we learn what the Lloyd Library has planned for the new year. Plus, we check out the Aztec Safety Challenge Curling Clinic.
Primetime Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello and welcome to Primetime Local News. My name is Thomas Wildman, and thank you for joining us. A medal awards ceremony was held in Maidstone today, celebrating community members and volunteers in the area, including some from Lloydminster. Arlene Hofford has more.
The King Charles III Coronation Medal is awarded by a Member of Parliament to a community member who has made a significant contribution to Canada, their province, or community. One recipient of the award was Primetime Local News' own Stacey Comer. Battleford's Lloydminster MP Rosemary Falk says the award is a great way to acknowledge people in her constituency who work hard to better their community.
Everybody was given medals, members of parliament, to give to constituents. Opened it up for nominations from the community, and these are all people were all nominated by community members. So this is just a great way to recognize those that are serving community, volunteering in community, to make our communities a better place and also our nation.
Falk says it is very important to recognize community members with the award, since they are vital parts of what keeps their towns and cities thriving.
There's so many people, especially in a rural constituency like ours, that work very hard to keep some of these towns and cities going. And the amount of volunteerism, it's so important to recognize that these people are doing work and making the community a better place.
The recipients of the medal were humbled to be honored with such a prestigious award that only 30,000 Canadians will receive.
Just really grateful to be nominated, really grateful to live in such a wonderful community as Lloydminster. It's a great place to live. It's a great province to live in. We got two great provinces to live in, and it's a wonderful country to live in that will never change.
It's wonderful to see so many people here who have received this award, and just to hear a little bit about them and the ways that they give back to our community and make our community and our country a better place. So to be considered one of those people and a part of that group, it truly is an honor. It's very humbling.
The recipients of the King Charles III Coronation Award show how one person can make a huge difference in their community. Lane Hoffert, Primetime Local News.
The Lloydminster Public Library has a plethora of events coming up this year and are looking forward to what 2025 has in store for them. The library had a successful year last year with more than 100,000 people visiting. With 2024 in the rear view mirror, now the library is excited to launch new experiences in 2025.
We are very excited to be unveiling our book bike in the spring. So as soon as the snow melts, we will be taking the book bike out into the community. Residents will be able to borrow books in their local parks and at festivals. It's going to be super great.
Other events the library plans to have are Family Literacy Day, book clubs, and also their summer programs. A new event this year, though, is their Lunch at the Library, which is every Wednesday from 12 to 1.
We co-host lunch with a local agency each week, and it's just a free lunch where people can come together and learn about the many great services and resources that are already available in our community.
If anyone is looking to find more information about the events, you can head on over to www.lloydminster.info or check out the library's Facebook and Instagram page. The Lloydminster Chamber of Commerce is happy to announce their new food trade pilot project was approved. Callan Dunlop sat down with the general manager of the chamber to see how the project supports local businesses in our area.
Today I'm joined by Jackie Tomeyer, GM of the Lloydminster Chamber, and we're here to discuss the food trade pilot. And this comes after the Government of Canada made some amendments to food trade in our area. To start, can you summarize what those changes were?
So this has been something the Chamber of Commerce has been working on for a number of years, as we had an issue because of our unique situation on the border here. We found ourselves that food prepared in one province could not travel then to another province to be sold. And that, went from Alberta to Saskatchewan. So we had businesses preparing food in Alberta or Saskatchewan and then not being able to take it across the border, just essentially across the street. So this was a major issue for a number of businesses in Lloydminster, and they started with a pilot, and that seemed to go really well. We had companies, businesses, individuals sign up through the pilot, and then were granted approvals to transfer their food from either province. So once the pilot ran really well for, I believe, around a year, then the government of Canada decided that it was going to work for Lloydminster proper, and we were going to be able to trade food across the border.
Can you give me an example of how a local business could benefit from this?
Yeah, so a business that is maybe has 2 different retail stores on either side of the province, Alberta and Saskatchewan, but they prepare maybe some of the goods that they sell at those retail stores in a different facility or in one of their facilities. They were able then to put their goods in either store without any worry.
Obviously, Lloydminster being on the border is the main benefactor, but can you talk about how other municipalities could also benefit from this?
Well, I think that it's just going to help. You know, this really was trailblazing in our whole entire country, as we're all in the same country. Just because we have an imaginary border between Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, doesn't mean that maybe we shouldn't be able to have freer access for commerce across the provinces. So, you know, right now it's just Lloydminster proper as it sits, but I think it's a good precedent and could impact our whole country, which would be pretty amazing that our Chamber of Commerce spearheaded this, you know, brought it to Canada and got the attention, and then got the eventual approval with, you know, help from our MPs, help from our people that participated in the pilot, and the advocacy that the Chamber did.
Now that the pilot is approved, what are the next steps for the Chamber?
I think we're ready to rock and roll. I think the pilot tested it, and we saw how it was going to work, and we saw that the farmers market was going to benefit, you know, as one example, and that we had businesses that could come from Saskatchewan and sell at the farmers market located in Alberta type thing. So I think the pilot proved that it's fine, it's going to work, and now we have the stamp of approval to just keep going and really improve our economy right in Lloydminster.
Were there any last points you'd like to add regarding the food trade pilot?
We just want to thank everyone who did sign up and gave us access to their business, their company, tried it, trusted, and you know, our politicians that really backed this change that needed to happen, and you know, the dedicated staff and board members of the Chamber of Commerce of Lloydminster who you know, who really championed this initiative.
That covers all of the questions that I have today. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk about this, Jackie.
And we'll have more primetime local news after the break. Saskatchewan hockey referee is gaining widespread attention after posting a video on social media telling hockey coaches and parents to do better. The official says there have been numerous incidents where young referees are verbally abused, and it's time to stop. CTV's Stacey Hine has more.
Hockey coaches and hockey parents, you need to do better.
Dave Cadoon recently took to Instagram, calling on the hockey community to think twice before yelling or swearing at a young referee.
Think about what you're doing when you're yelling at a 12 or 13-year-old kid.
The Lloydminster-based referee says there's been multiple incidents this season where referees have left the ice crying and feeling defeated because of verbal abuse. Cadoon notes it can be difficult for a young referee to kick out an adult because of the authoritative position. He also says they're still learning.
When they get yelled at, they start second-guessing themselves. Their confidence starts to drop. And when it comes down to instances such as that, where are they going to learn if they don't make mistakes?
Hockey Saskatchewan recently implemented a new rule requiring young referees to wear a green armband to signify they're under 16 years old. It says there's also a double suspension for people who are removed from the game for verbally abusing a referee.
Those young guys and girls are no different than the players. They're learning the game. they're going to make mistakes. Coaches make mistakes of who they put on the ice or what kind of strategy they employ. So they got to be, we need to be cognizant of that, and we need to be respectful.
Dave Cadoon says if mistakes are made, there can still be level-headed conversations.
Talk with the officials. They're people, call them over, get down at ice level and talk with them in a calm manner. It goes a long way in regards to learning.
Cadoon's video currently has 1.5 million views. He hopes it will help those who have verbally abused a young referee to correct their behavior. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Hearings on the fate of TikTok get underway tomorrow at the U.S. Supreme Court. The Chinese-owned social media company has asked the top court to halt the implementation of a law that would see it banned under national security concerns. TikTok says it will stop operations in the United States by January 19th, rather than agreeing to a sale to a U.S. company. Incoming U.S. President Donald Trump has asked the Supreme Court to put a pause to the ban. He is also pledging to find a political solution when he takes office later this month. The Vic Juba has a wide range of shows being held in the first half of this year, including country shows, school productions, and more. Abby St. John has more information about what to expect in the first few months of this year.
I'm very happy to be joined here today by Sierra Bennett from the Vic Juba. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, now it is a brand new year, and I know we did talk a few weeks before Christmas about what sort of things that shows that people can look forward to in the new year, and we are definitely going to be talking about some of the 2025 shows that are coming up very soon. But first, I want to talk about your website. It got a little bit of an upgrade, a little bit of a makeover, and it is up and running now for those who would like to use it. So tell me a little bit about that process and how easy it is for users to buy tickets and to look at the shows.
Yeah, so we got our new website. We're absolutely loving it so far. It's definitely like more user friendly. The interface is just so clean and slick, and we've gotten a lot of positive feedback from it too. At the Vic Juba, like the people that attend our shows, they're anywhere from like 5 years old to 95 years old. So our older like ticket holders and those that come to our theater, they even said this was one of the first times that I was able to buy my tickets online because it was so easy for me to do so. So that makes me so happy that they were able to do that, because sometimes it can be like very frustrating, and it can be overwhelming when you're not quite sure where to go, what to do, and then it saves you a trip out in the cold of like coming to the box office and everything. So yeah, it's been really good.
Absolutely. That sounds awesome. And I was taking a look at it and it looks fantastic. A little bit of an upgrade, which is always nice. And it's fantastic that you guys are getting the feedback that you are, the positive feedback, and it's user friendly too. I know even my parents sometimes struggle with technology and like those sort of online ticket purchasing, and even I sometimes struggle with it. So it's nice that it is very user friendly and it's working out and it's a success. Now, going off of that, you guys have a lot of shows planned for this year, especially this first half of the year. Starting, there are a few school productions going on, starting on the 17th of January, Hades Town, put on by the Lloyd Comp. And then there's also Finding Nemo Jr. So tell me a little bit about those plays that are being put on by youth theater.
Yeah, so January at the Vic Juba is really all about local talent, it seems like, because like you said, we got the comp with Hades Town, then we have Center Stage Studios with Finding Nemo Jr. I don't know if you've ever been to a comp drama production before, but they are always so amazing. I know when I was in high school, I was a Holy Rosary kid, but I still went to the comp acts. I watched their Grease production and their ABBA production, and both of them were amazing. Their set design is great, the actors are incredible, and like the vocals are amazing. It's sometimes you forget, you're like, wow, like these are all people from our community. You would think that you're going to the city for like a big production, right? So they do a wonderful job. Highly recommend going and checking them out. And then Finding Nemo Jr., that's just such a perfect thing to take your kids to. If you have like little siblings, maybe take the grandkids out. Finding Nemo, just such a cute story. And again, it is that local talent. It is everyone like in the community coming together and just putting on a great show. So yeah, that Hades Town is happening next week. And then at the end of the month is Finding Nemo Jr.
That's very exciting, especially the Lloyd comp. I was a theater kid as well in a different city, but I know just how much work and time and effort goes into building the sets, making the costumes, and doing the actual production. So I have no doubt that the comp will put on a fantastic performance. Now, moving on to February is that's kind of when the Dr. H.A. McDonald series kind of begins. And for those who grew up in the early 2000s and into today will know who the Mini Pop Kids are. There's been different variations of them over the years. So tell me a little bit about that performance coming up on February 7th.
Yeah, so Mini Pop Kids, February 7th, it's going to be full of fun. Take the kids out. I'm probably going to go with my friends because I was a huge Mini Pop Kids fan when I was younger. Like, if I could find my 2007 CD that I have, like, I'd be like, can you guys sign this, please? Can you please sign this? So yeah, it's perfect. Like, especially February, Valentine's Day. If you have any little Valentines, your kids, grandkids, younger siblings, like, definitely take them out. And they perform like all the hits, right? And it's all fun and they do their little dances and it's just amazing. So highly recommend Mini Pop Kids. I know I'm probably gonna be there even though I'm 21. I'm a loyal fan.
Absolutely. You know, you grew up, and like I said, they started out in the early 2000s, and they're still around to this day. They may not be the exact same Mini Pop Kids, but they're still, the group continues on throughout the years. So that's very exciting. And then the next day, if you're not really into the Mini Pop Kids, there is a production of Sleeping Beauty happening as well. So tell me a little bit about what that show entails and what people should know.
Yeah, so Sleeping Beauty is also local talent actually. It's being performed by United Ballet Company. So that's going to be super cool. Again, just showing up and seeing like all of the local people dancing and it's again a really good show for kids, families. We also have a twist with that one. Gervais Torreson donated a Nintendo Switch Lite for us to do for a giveaway for this show. So at random, someone will be chosen to receive this Nintendo Switch Lite, which is super cool.
That is very exciting and the perfect incentive to fill those seats as well. Who wouldn't want a free gaming console for
Right?
just going? And the show itself is going to be beautiful too. Just seeing ballet live, I think, is a beautiful art form personally for me. So having it in a full show is spectacular. Now, for those who are music lovers as well, you guys do hold a lot of concerts too. Highwaymen coming March 8th. Talk a little bit about that, and then maybe some other musical acts that people can look forward to for the first half of this year.
Yeah, so the Highwaymen tribute show is actually put on by Dan Cugnett, who, if you remember from the SCMA Awards, he was actually one of the Saskatchewan artists that came here and performed. He did our kickoff concert, and he was amazing. He really has that old country sounding voice. Some of the feedback that we got while advertising the show was some people don't know who the Highwaymen are, which I was actually kind of surprised about that for being in Lloyd and all the country music lovers. So for those that don't know who the Highwaymen are, that's like Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson. Think of the song Ghost Riders in the Sky, like that type of old country. So if you're into that, definitely come check it out. I know my grandparents are going to be there because they love that. They love that music. And then after that, we also have April 7th, we have Glass Tiger coming. So classic Canadian rock band. They have so many hits and we're really excited for that too. That's going to be very, very good. If you're not into Glass Tiger and you're like, oh, I still want that old country again, but I can't make the Highwaymen tribute work, we have the Bellamy Brothers coming as well. So they'll be coming May 5th, I believe it is. And then on May 12th, we have a Patsy Cline and Hank Williams tribute show as well. So that's kind of what's coming up for the spring.
That sounds very exciting and a lot to choose from. Like I said at the beginning, the Vic Duba is jam packed this year, which is awesome, and a lot to choose from. Lots of different interests that to take part in, and maybe even find a new interest. If like with the Highwaymen, you may discover some new music that you never really discovered if you don't know who they are, but love the genre. It's definitely a perfect opportunity to kind of expose yourself to that. So that's amazing. The first half of this year sounds like it's going to be a spectacular one. So thank you for joining me today, and I wish you the best of luck for the first half of the year. And I'm sure we will definitely talk again later on about the rest of the year. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's always great to chat with you.
That's all for news. Sports is next, but first, here's a look at your closing market.
Today's oil prices are brought to you by First General Services.
The second Aztec Safety Challenge is now underway at the Lloydminster Curling Club, which draws the best curlers from around the world to the border city. Before they start playing games, many of the athletes help mentor the next generation of curlers. Before the world's best started competing at the Aztec Safety Challenge, Team Jacobs, alongside other legendary curlers like Sweden's Nicholas Edin, held a curling clinic for young curlers in the border city. And all the players are very happy to give back to the next generation.
It wasn't too long ago when we were in their shoes and kind of looking for mentors and looking for tips from athletes we kind of looked up to, and so to be on the side of that where we can give back and give some tips, it's great. I love giving back, and they have a great energy about them here. There's so many kids, it's full every year, and we just love being a part of it.
The curlers are once again impressed with the work that is done to the curling center and are looking forward to another world-class competition.
Takes quite a special community and curling club to put on a big event like this. Even just walking in and seeing some of the changes that they've made from last year to this year, it's quite impressive just walking into the building with the new lighting and the new setup and the screens, and you can tell there's been a lot of hard work gone into this thing. And I know that they've had some challenges even just with the ice and making sure that this event went on. So we're just hoping as athletes we can put on a really great show for all the fans that come out here and all of the sponsors, and make a whole bunch of shots and make it entertaining for everyone.
And with the completion of the junior clinic, that now begins the Aztec Safety Challenge, which will run until Saturday. Thomas Wildman, Primetime, local news. And now we'll take a look at your adorable pets with our pet picks of the day. For all of us here at Primetime Local News, thank you for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day.